Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey everybody, Memphis Mafia Kid
And Teresa.
and we hope y'all have had a great weekend. Some of you, uh, as myself, a long weekend. Wish it was a lot longer, but
Mm-hmm.
but I hope everybody's doing fine. Got a quick belated birthday for Beetle Mindy.
Happy birthday.
Happy late birthday! And y'all, we got some great questions. We got some funny little cute questions we're going to talk about today. Just have a little mix it up and have a little fun today. So
Okay, so the first one is from Melody Goodman. Has anyone mentioned to you or your dad how much he looks like Sonny Bono?
yeah, more times than you could imagine, and you know he really did. But he caught so much hell over that throughout life. Still does. You know, they just favored each other. Of course, there was just that resemblance. I mean, that, but we used to kid him and joke all the time about, we'd call him Sonny Bono and Little Sonny and just all kinds of stuff. And other people too, would actually, and some people actually had maybe had to take a second take, back in the days because they did favor each other a lot. But that's a cool, funny question.
Okay, this one is from Heidi from Canada. Okay, a lot of the guys and wives kept the same hours as Elvis. Were there any adults awake with you kids when you terrorized the Graceland, or did they help take care of you until Elvis and everyone woke up?
Well, no, I mean, we kept the same schedule. So when we was up mostly terrorizing and stuff, it was at night. And I mean, and during those times, at least was out. We were out of school, so we didn't have school. And even with school, y'all, we had a weird. There, it never has been in Teresa. Still not today. There's never been a whole lot of sleep. In my family or just in that life,
You still don't sleep a lot.
But like I said, during the summertime, it was up all night because we didn't have school. Now even during school, I mean, of course, mom and daddy, we had a bedtime. Lisa even did, and sometimes when she was out there, none of that ever worked. I mean, even during school, I mean, there was times when I can remember being up all night and going to school and, come home. Maybe I ain't going to say do my homework because I didn't do it. But, piddle diddle, maybe take a little short nap and then be up all night. That was just our lifestyle. But, the grown ups, I guess the answer to that, mama and daddy, I don't know. He got sleep just pretty much when he could. Mama got a little bit when we had school. One of them would take us to school and sleep in then. So, and like I said, it's just some of you may know what I'm talking about. That, and I guess with other things, there's just times I still can't, sleep. Tracy can tell you that since we've been together. It's just it's weird. I mean, sometimes a couple hours, sometimes nothing. I have to get up. Just life.
Okay, this question is from Yeri17, and they want to know if you and I ever go to karaoke.
Oh man, we go.
We don't.
We do not.
Although there was some, like when we first married, and
your
daddy would sing, and
I take that, but yes, we used to. And I'm not gonna say we've been to a couple places that had karaoke, and we listened. It was, it had some good little artists. What Teresa's talking about, as a family, we used to get together. Some of my other cousins on my mama's side, and friends of ours, and mama and daddy and Danielle. We had our own karaoke machine, and they would sing, and they could actually sing. I never could. I usually, by the time when I started, that was the ending.
Yeah.
So,
every time.
So, but yeah, I mean we've seen some karaoke and done some in our day, but it's just y'all still got a good karaoke system out there, you know,
Yeah.
on my.
Mm-mm.
But
We don't.
we just, you know, I don't. Teresa sings, you know,
Well, not like I
to me
used
in the
to.
car mostly.
My
Just,
voice has gotten low as I've gotten older. I can't hit those notes anymore.
Danny just don't do a lot of singing.
Okay, this question is from me, from Billy Toll.
I was a singer, I was a tuner, not a singer.
Okay, we'll get to that later. From Billy Toll, 2221. When I first met Danny and he eventually told me he was related to Elvis, did I believe him? I kind of thought he was
She
joking
said, "You're
at
a liar."
first. No, I didn't. But yeah, it was kind of, I wasn't sure. And out of all of my own questions for him, what did I really want to know the most? I mean, really about what it was like, being around Elvis and growing up at Graceland. Of course, through the years we've been married, we go and see his mom and daddy every other weekend. And so we always hear the stories and, about all of that. So,
Like I said, as a family, and when I say family, pretty much, mom, dad, the whole, our family, what there is, it's like we talked about in questions asked. There's not really many. There's no get-togethers that Elvis don't come up in some way or fashion. I mean, it's just, and then usually off of that, it just clicks another story with one of us, and you remember, and just like every family does.
Yeah.
But she was always. She loved to find out, but she never, now when it was me and her, it would, or if we was watching something pop to it, but it wasn't from the beginning.
No, I wouldn't.
Like she just went to popping like that's all she cared about.
No. I wouldn't ask your mom and daddy.
Yeah, what I'm saying even with me, it's me, but
no, I just to me that just seemed I don't.
But with this and y'all and doing these videos and just in our everyday life, we sit and talk, and sometimes, a question will pop out and she'll say, hey, did, about this, or hey, about that, and
I
talk
respected their privacy in that, because they talk, everyone talked about that time so much, I didn't have, I still heard about it and I enjoyed listening to it, but I didn't really ask. I just thought that was kind of an uncomfortable thing, and I wouldn't like it, if we had a daughter-in-law or a son-in-law and that's all they wanted to do was question me about something, so I didn't. Okay.
Oh, you're so good.
I know. All right, this is from Nancy Simmons. She says, I have a hard time looking at Elvis's last show he did. What did you think as a kid, the way he looked, seeing him so bad?
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I think I've mentioned or touched on this in a video, but, for years, over and over at different times, I would watch the last concert. Of course, I watched it on tour and stuff, but the last concert, maybe because it was the last one, but a lot of the reasons was because it was so many beautiful songs on there, and his voice was just so strong to me in the end that I didn't.
You didn't pay attention to it.
I didn't pay attention, but I mean, with Elvis, even Elvis at his worst shined above over most folks. I mean, but. And not to say that he was, yes, he looked. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is later I started phasing into it and watching it. And Teresa, me and you watched it less than a year ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had said it before, but even then, and I had mentioned to her, I said, I just never realized it. I mean, if you just sit and really watch it, you could tell he was giving it his everything, but. That he didn't feel good.
I'm sure
he was sick. He had his problems. He was human.
I'm sure the bright lights and the heat from him didn't make him feel any better or look any better. So.
But like I said, I mean, I could still gaze at him. Then, so I mean, it wasn't that bad. But I do know what you're talking about. It takes a little bit of time. It took a little bit of time for me, and I mean, he did over the years, wasn't else, but none of us are. We change and, we have problems and we get sick. But, I mean, that's the best. At first, to answer your question, I didn't even give it a second thought or realizing. And then over the years of watching it and really watching it and just,
Really
and I'm getting older and thinking, man, it just, he did feel bad. So
Yeah. Okay, this one is Life Be Queen from the Czech Republic. Did Elvis have an ability to heal people?
A lot of people may thought he did, and he may even thought it at times. It just blended in. I mean, there were situations with Elvis that he did think. One of them, that he had went on and mentioned about, Elvis helping heal somebody with.
Oh, a former Sweet Inspiration singer who had cancer.
And then like the one time, and y'all, you can ask Mom and Daddy on EFM. They were coming or going to the racquetball court, and it was raining, and it had come up, and Elvis had said in a way or something. You just gotta believe or whatever, and actually right at that time it stopped raining, and it was kind of like they said, and he knew it too. I mean, he didn't make the rain stop, but he had powers, I guess. I mean, as far as we all know that, or we wouldn't be here today. But no, I don't think he ever believed in that.
He was a healer.
That he could heal anybody or anything like that, and not a lot of people believed it. Certain things come up, but they probably have with a lot of us. So
yeah. Okay, so the last question, I don't have a specific name to go with the question because a lot of people had asked it, and a lot probably being new viewers who aren't in on the joke, but they wanted to know what tuning is when you refer to tuning. But before you answer,
my favorite.
Before we talk about it, there is a comment that we got, and I'm just going to read it because I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
From Patrick Richardson. The tuning thing is an art, gift, and can only be mastered through hours of commitment and study. It would be wonderful and educational if Danny would put on a formal clinic and share his wise knowledge with those of us who seek help in this area.
That's my kind of man right there. My kind of man.
Well, now his head just swelled really big.
And y'all, like he said, let's go. Y'all know over the years how Elvis loved and studied karate and mastered different belts. And you get to a level of discipline, and
I got a belt.
That's you just hold on.
Yeah.
That's
we might get to that story.
That's the way it is with tuning. I mean, ever since I was little bitty, I was into girls, and I'm not saying I'm a total expert. I mean, but I studied them and their attitudes and just the way and. It just kind of started, so I just started learning and.
What were you learning specifically?
Well,
explain this.
To tune them, all right. Well,
what does tuning mean?
Well, tuning's like
straightening up.
When your woman or your gal friend there
make them act right.
She it's kind of like a straight road, and every once in a while she goes to hitting those curves where you just kind of straighten it back out for her. You let her know her role.
Well,
and sometimes you just gotta pop them feathers out the back and strut it down.
What usually happens though when you get a little bit too big on that? Exactly.
Was this question?
The thing is,
was this question to you?
Don't encourage more men to take this stand.
Was it?
Because there's going to be a lot of sad men who don't have a woman in their life anymore.
What are you trying to say? You gonna leave?
Oh, you want me to? No. I know it's a big joke, and we play along with it. But there's some people who
we do have fun with it. But if guys, I don't talk about nobody, but let me just say this, and women too, because I don't want nobody thinking real bad on me. But if any of y'all are buying any of this bull ass. You're drummer, and I thought, don't do it. Now, me, Teresa will tell you, I do like to timid push it.
Oh yeah,
and,
he does.
and get in the doghouse because I just like to see her mad.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
He likes to irritate me.
It may not work for y'all.
Well,
but
sometimes it don't work for you because sometimes.
But now
it's funny.
I will say this, and I never really like to. Talk about myself, but I know it's I do have a cousin that was just out of this world and too. But let me just tell you, the other day, and I never believed in it, but the other day we was at I can't remember if it was Lowe's or Home Depot. But anyway, we was walking down, and I always wondered about those stud finders, that you try to find them. Me and Teresa was walking down, and the whole aisle went off. She went crazy, wanting to know what it was, and I told her, I said, they really work.
You are so you are so
You know what happened?
It had to be a malfunction.
What can I say?
It was a malfunction.
No, y'all. Hey, we hope y'all have had fun. We wanted to mix it up and just have a little fun with y'all today, which is Monday. I ain't going to say Sunday.
Oh, hey, ladies, in the comments, put what would happen without being too violent to a man who tried to tune you for real.
Okay. And when you do, I'm going to read those comments, ladies, and then I'm going to tell your gentleman how to get you
My
back.
comment is snippety, snip, snip, snip.
This is a family show.
Okay.
But before Teresa just lets her bad side come out, I guess we're going to get out of here, y'all. But hey, remember, we always live Elvis.